Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. The Great Unicorn Chase. And this joint gonna be not just on my men's channel, but my women's channel too. Because this is a major thing, and I'm gonna focus this mainly on black relationships, though it could be applied to overall relationships, increasingly to overall relationships, but not to the same extent though. It's happening though because, well, black people are the canary in the coal mine, right? But in my view, after dealing with relationships in, I'll say, professional capacities since the 90s, one of the things that keeps popping up is, of course, the male selection. The black female selection criteria, and then the male selection criteria. Now, of course, I talk mostly, since my books are primarily for men and my main videos are for men, I talk about the black female selection criteria a lot. How, black women put black men into two general categories for dating, which is select and non-select. And of course, the select guys are generally the, men they find sexually attractive, and also the guys with very high incomes, right? But I don't talk as much about the male selection criteria. I've talked about it, but I don't talk about it as much. And basically, the men are chasing, like, what my mentor would call icons. Those perfect 10s, the video women, the IG thought, all of that. Even though many don't want to admit to that, that's a big factor, right? And what it comes down to, though, are unicorns. Because many women, even when they deal with select men, deep down they want that unicorn, and even to the point of, they will even say it. Especially if you pay attention to a lot of women's channels, they're saying it. That guy got to be handsome, muscular, be able to dress well, got money, and willing to deal with the woman regardless of what she's not bringing to the table. It's that total fantasy thing, that unicorn. Because especially in the black community, if you really look at it, as you go up in like money and everything, there's fewer and fewer men. And then you asking those men, right, to also, be like, look like fashion models and stuff. And ladies, don't act like y'all don't do that. Please don't. Okay. All right. We know that's there. Yeah, other guys who ain't those things get the women, but if you saying what the women are really looking for, that's it. And then with the men out there, the men don't escape this. The men don't escape this. Deep down, dudes want that IG model. That sexy woman and stuff, because there's plenty of women. You got a lot of brothers out here talking about, these women out here with baggage and been ran through by Pookie and Ray Ray and, got 4 or 5 kids. But if you really look at it, according to stats, and people been talking about this stat lately, you're talking about 36 to 40% of black women, adult black women, don't have children. And then, for people to say, well, all these women been ran through by Pookie and Ray Ray. Ain't that many Pookie and Ray Rays. It's like all these women, and you get some guys actually think that way. But then if you break it down, they know it ain't all these women, but it's the women that they're looking at. It's the women they looking at. The big booty Brendas and stuff. And see, guys get mad when I point that shit out. But let's be real. Let's just cut the bullshit. We complaining about the women's standard, but men, we doing the same thing. So both sides are implicated in all of this. And both sides are chasing unicorns. We know about the unicorns, women chasing. Like I said, that tall, that very tall guy got the money and then put up with anything and take her baggage, maybe raise her kids if she got some, or, ignore that she's not bringing the same level of beauty to the table. Oh yeah, that's a unicorn. And then you get some women pass over some very good guys. And it's some men the same way. And of course, like I said, you got a few on both sides got some common sense and realistic and everything. And those are usually the people that find relationships a bit easier and able to be happy with somebody. But you get a lot of guys, especially we talked about the women, especially the guys, too many guys. And I've told this, in fact, had someone just do a video in response to one of my videos talking about, what the men with money going to want. Which is, look, they gonna want those very beautiful women. They gonna want the trophies too. But then it's a problem when women who aren't all that want that like top guy, and then men who aren't all that want that top woman. It's unrealistic. Now, women doing it, what? Women by nature get more in their emotions, have those standards, and we rightly call it out as men. But then I talk to a lot of guys and, be like, well, hold up. Dude, you don't got a pot to piss in. You would never get a big following of females on Instagram or something. Got a fucked up personality. But you want that fine-ass woman. Oh, you want her with very limited sexual experience and shit. Oh, and all about you. Come on, man. Come on. It's seriously, that whole unicorn thing. Look, let me tell you what. Every single person out here, nobody can come on the thread on my men's channel or my women's channel saying they present some perfect shit where they deserve some perfect shit. Nobody. I wouldn't even say that shit. Everybody got something positive about them, but everybody got something they need to be working on. And physically, I don't think anybody. You can't show a human being who's like physically perfect on any level, even by a lot. Like the doctors say, their body working perfectly, all the teeth are where they're supposed to be, they totally symmetrical and stuff. They don't have any hair follicles out. Everybody got something. Yet people want that mate who's going to be damn near perfect. Oh, and all about them. Let's forget that. You got some women out there. They chasing that unicorn. Oh, but they want him to be loyal just to them. And you get some guys out there. Well, they want that woman. She ain't gonna look at any other guy. It's like, come on, y'all. Come on. And that we in these relationships. I'm gonna tell you what. Like I said, I've been dealing with this for well over 20 years. And as I alluded to earlier, when people are realistic about who they are, what they have to offer, what they can actually get, things work out a whole lot better. Like the best couples I've seen have not been like drop dead gorgeous couples. I remember, one time I did this relationship seminar, right? And I was actually standing in for somebody else. He let me have his spot. For some reason, he didn't feel like doing it. Or he told me something. I have a feeling he just didn't feel like doing it. But, I showed up and stuff, and it wasn't a black crowd. We had a few blacks in the audience, but it was primarily white, right? And I remember I was talking about, I was doing my deeper stuff. Like, I was talking about the sexual id and everything like that, and how, people who are similar in many ways can find each other. And I remember there was a goth couple in there when I started talking about this, and they just looked at they looked at each other, everybody looked at them, and the whole room just started laughing. And they were good natured about it, but they knew it. They were right. You see them together, it was like, damn, y'all just look right together. But they were realistic. Yeah, you see some people who may not be society's version of drop dead gorgeous or have society's idea of success, but they happy with each other because they realistic about what they bring into the table and stuff. They're not looking for unicorns and everything. It's just bottom line. People got to get out of that, because you got people, I've met men and women, they in their 40s and 50s and 60s still looking for their unicorn. And that shit's crazy, because unicorns don't exist. All right? If they did, they've been long extinct. People got to be realistic about their shit. And like I started this off talking about black relationships. I guarantee a lot of the relationship dysfunction would disappear if people get out of the fantasies and start dealing with real people and stop chasing unicorns. That's all I got for today, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.